History Class 6th Chapter 1 Introduction to History. Learning outcomes: defining history, prehistory, protohistory and history. Sources of history. Introduction to History Part 1. In this we learn the history. The term history has been derived from the Greek word historia, which means inquiry or research. History is the study of the past events in chronological order. Term: chronology, the way events and arrange in the order of time. History is the study of the past events in chronological order. Ancient history. Ancient history starts from early Main to 8th century. Prehistoric period. Prehistory refers to the period for which we have no written records. Historians and archaeologists draw conclusion about this period by studying things like fossils, tools, weapons, bones and cave shelters. There are many instances such as discovery of fire and the invention of the wheel that occurred in the prehistoric period. We have no idea of when exactly this development took place. Prehistory, protohistory and history. Prehistory is the period for which there are no written records. The prehistoric period. Protohistory is the period between the prehistory and the beginning of recorded history. When example, Indus Valley civilization. This is the protohistoric period. About this civilization we get some information for the history. History is the systematic record of the past events. Historic period. It can be defined as a systematic record. The study of the past is divided into three periods: ancient period, medieval period and modern period. Then terms of history: the study of past events. Historians, a person who study history. Chronology, the way events are arranged in the order of time. We know the dates of these events since they were recorded. Ancient history starts from early Main. Ancient period, already in previous class you learnt. In this class, means in 7th class, learn the medieval period. Then sources of history. Sources of an ancient history. Here gave the chart. By the chart we learn the sources of ancient history. That is the literary sources, archaeological sources and oral sources. Archaeological sources: fossil, monuments, coins, inscription, artifacts. Terms: the archaeology means the science of exploring and excavating old remains. Archaeologist, one who studies the objects, remains of ancient sites unearthed during excavation. Archaeologists at the site. In this picture you are looking. The archaeologist excavated the animal fossils, plant fossils, human fossils, material remains, fossils, dead remains of the organisms. Example: dinosaur fossils, Then monuments. In monuments, tomb, mosque and temples. Monuments means old buildings and structures such as temples, palaces, tombs, mosques and forts, etc. Archaeological style of monuments. Next is the coins. Through the study of the coins, we can get the information about the name of the king who issued the coin, the extent of his empire, the period of his reign. Then next is the inscriptions. Inscriptions were an important means of recording information during the past. These are writing engraved or carved on relatively hard surface of stone tablet, pillar, metal sheets, etc. Ashoka pillar of Prayag, Prashasti. This is the example of inscription. Then artifacts. In artifacts included the tools, weapons, man-made objects such as tools and weapons, pottery, sculptures, jewelry, painting, coins and seals. For the coin purpose, in that period used the gold, silver and bronze metal. And the study of the coins is known as the numismatics. Next sources is the literary sources. Literary sources. In that first is the manuscript. Literary sources refers to written records of the past. Manuscripts sources of the medieval history. Broadly, we can divide the sources of history into two groups, archaeological sources and the literary sources. In archaeological sources included monuments, coins, inscription and artifacts. In monuments included the temples, mosques, tombs, forts, palaces, etc. Monuments. During this period, a large number of monuments were built. Many rulers, particularly in South, encouraged temple building. Next, coins. Coins were issued almost by the rulers. These coins were made of different metals like the gold coins, silver coins, copper coins. Some coins may even have a dynastic emblem on them. A number of coins of the medieval period have been found in India. During the reign of Alauddin Khilji, a book titled Dravya Pariksha was written. And the study of the coins is called the numismatics. Inscriptions. Inscription and edicts record things like royal orders, gifts, temples and priests. Inscriptions are writing which engraved on hard surface such as stone, tablets, pillars, metal plates, etc. The Chola kings left a large number of inscriptions, and the study of the inscription is called the epigraphy. Artifacts. In artifacts included the tools and the weapons, pottery, seals, utensils. These all are included into the artifacts. Paintings. Paintings of in scribes. Scribes were people who were employed to keep record. They made original of documents. Literary sources, chronicles, autobiographies, biographies and foreign travelers' accounts. In that chronicles. Chronicles are record of the rule of kings and life at the court. A person who wrote chronicles known as a chronicler. Some important chronicles of medieval period. Rajtarangini, written by the Kallan in Sanskrit, is a history of king of Kashmir. Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi, written by Zia-ud-Din Baruni in Arabic, gives detailed account of Indian people. Then Tughlaqnama, written by Amir Khusro. Autobiographies. Autobiographies are stories of people, lives written by that person only. So in that, Futuhat-e-Firoz Shahi, written by Firoz Shah. Babarnama, written by Babar. Tuzuk-e-Jahangiri, written by Emperor Jahangir. Biographies. Biographies are the stories of people's life written by someone else. Some important biographies of the medieval period. Prithviraj Raso, written by Chand Bardai. Chand Bardai is a heroic poem about Prithviraj Chauhan. Humayun Nama, written by the Gulbadan Begum, Humayun's sister, and Akbar Nama by Abul Fazl are some important works of the Sultanate and the Mughal period. Foreign travelers account. Many foreign travelers visited India during this period. They wrote their journey and experiences in their accounts. Some of the foreign travelers' names: Alberoni, Ibn Battuta, Marco Polo, Niccolo Conti, and Bernier. These are the some foreigner travelers.